Usually when people talk about spiritual awakening or just your spiritual progress, they say when you're ready, the teacher comes. You don't have to search. And you've described your loss of liberty as being that teacher for you. When did that change happen? Do you recall like a certain moment when you were there that it just clicked?
You know, the change continues to happen, you know, so it's been a process. But I think like the moment where I really, so when I was talking to you earlier, I just received my second sentence, and I got back to my cell, and I remember thinking to myself, like there's two paths that I can take at this point, you know. One path, you know, may never see me come home from this place, you know, and the other path, if I really buy into it, is going to allow me to realize the life that I envisioned for myself in my wildest dreams at that point. And so I chose the latter. I chose to take, you know, the path that has sort of put me in this chair with you today, and continues to provide for me and build my life in positive ways, and so I'm grateful for that. So I think that was an instrumental, pivotal point in my life. That, and I'm not going to sit here and say, and I would never tell anybody that I think that, you know, prison is sort of a form of therapy, or prison is the answer to, you know, behavior modification and things like that. I don't believe that's the case. It just so happens that was the predicament that I was in. That was the scenario that I found myself in when I had that moment in my life.
But of course, a lot of people break, you know, under those circumstances. And, you know, I'm sure you've seen people there in prison that just probably didn't want to do anything, just, you know, I don't know, just kind of rolled with it, and probably some of them even got more sentences and just sort of stayed in the system. Because a lot of people always wonder, where do I find that strength? How do I, you know, tell myself that I can change things in my life? What did you do to kind of keep yourself on that new path that you've decided you're sticking to?
Well, firstly, I think, you know, that place, you know, wherever one is at, you know, when they find themselves at that crossroads, I think it's relative in terms of, it's not about it's as bad or what's worse. You know, if you're at that place in your life, you know, wherever you are, I think in retrospect that will become a sort of a blessing, because you're at a point in where you're sort of kind of taking control of, you know, where your life is going to, at least in the direction that your life is going to go.